so early on at the end of June. How has that affected the development of your character and your relationship to the play?
Hey, Marks?
Well, it's a very hard play. It's written in a style that I've been saying is kind of similar to Eugene O'Neill or Strindberg, where it's very poetic and characters are very straightforward about their feelings in a certain way. Like they really express them to the hilts. So I think having this extra time gives us a chance to play with it and also feel like there's no pressure to create a product any day. I don't think I've had a good day of rehearsal yet, which is awesome. Meaning that it's there's all this time to work on it and build it and really wrap your mind fully around it.
Yeah, we have time to play and make mistakes and not just dive in and make decisions and get it on its feet, which is really great, especially because, like you were saying, like Strindberg or even Chekhov, we have these deep, intelligent, passionate characters who are tossing around a lot of big ideas in very small snippets of dialogue.
Right.
So we'll toss off an idea about the the revolution, and it takes a good 45 minutes of discussion to actually unearth that and figure out what we're talking about and how that affects us.
Yeah. So that extra time is really helpful, and it's also if it's a play about communism or a play about socialism or whatever, in that it creates a different kind of camaraderie with who's working because, like I said, it's not as product oriented right away. Mm-hmm. So it's sort of ideal in comparison to the more capitalist model of doing theater. Right? That makes sense. Does that make any sense at all? Nope. Not a bit.
We are living up to Marx's idea of labor. Yeah. We are not alienated from a product of our own creation.
That's true.
Yeah, there we go.
We told him that.
Yes, we did.
He's dead, so he didn't say anything. Or not a lot.
How do you feel about your character, and how has it changed? How has it changed so far in the rehearsal process?
Well, I'm just sort of getting Schramm on his feet. I think he's very interesting because I'm playing right now with how, why is he so invested in the idea of communism or the revolution itself? So I think the more I read into the history of these people and how their relationship developed along with the theory, I'm starting to unearth Schramm, so I'm just kind of in the beginning.
Yeah, so this is there's been a few times that I've played characters that are either historical or archetypal in some way, which is to say that like everyone in the audience goes in and they already know exactly what that character is, or they think they know. And so one of the challenges is to do justice to the people who have investment in that, which I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but I do think that people do have really strong feelings about Marx and about Marx's ideas. And so the first thing you want to do is work on creating a presence that does justice to that. But in this particular case, what I'm discovering more and more in rehearsing it is that Marx, in this play, at many times seems to be the antagonist, which is interesting because I think his ideas are presented in the play as being incredibly positive and incredibly forward-thinking. But it's his actions contrary to his ideas that make him the antagonist. And I think that's a really complicated thing to play, is someone who has beliefs that are incredibly considerate to the struggles of people, but his actions have no consideration for the struggles of people. So that, I think, has been a really interesting challenge, is what does it mean to be a person like that? And I think everybody's met people like that, right?
Yeah.
Like people who are idealists and are humanitarians in some way, but then some element of their actions sort of undermines their ideas. And I think that's a component of how he's represented in this play.
Yeah, it's always a challenge when playing a mythic character like Karl Marx, to find that human, or anyone who's playing any historical figure.
Yeah.
Because there is the public person, the mythic person that lives in people's minds, and then finding that human inside of them.
And in some cases, like I did a play once where I was able to find interview footage with the person, and there was a lot of people who specifically spoke about this character's personality. Whereas Marx, you hear so much more about his action and the historical trajectory of his life than you do about his individual personality, is what I'm finding. And people say horrifically conflicting things, but the one thing that I think is a true aspect of this play, one of the other cast members brought it up, is that he has these fits, and it's like no one wants to go into the lion's den while he's having these fits. And I think that's sort of the starting point for me, at least, is like he's the kind of person that is very smart and very grounded, but when he gets going, like he is like, so yeah.